Beverly?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. As the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated presents to you our Midwest Impact Day of Service for 2021. Our theme this year is Secure the Bag by Black. My name is Beverly McCall, and I am a member of the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter. And on behalf of the Impact Day Committee, we thank you for joining us this morning as we introduce to you and learn about 9 phenomenal Black businesses within our community. At this time, I would like to introduce two members of our chapter, Ms. Denisha Griffey, our Technology Committee Co-Chair, who will be our Zoom engineer this morning. And following her will be our illustrious chapter president, Ms. Tracy Morton, who will share some information about the Impact Day of Service with you. Denisha, I turn it over to you.
Welcome, everyone. If you have any questions about technology or any issues, just put it in the chat. If you have any questions for any of the speakers, just put them in the chat. I will keep up with them so we can present them out to them. And I apologize for my puppy in the back barking.
So good morning, everyone. I am so excited about what today will bring. And it's really nice to be able to focus on our businesses within Kalamazoo, because the more information we have, the more we can shop. It's going to be really nice to learn about what started their business and their passion behind it. So if I could have the next slide, please. One more. So a little bit about the Midwest Impact Day of Service. It is today, October the 16th. It is designated for all chapters in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in the Midwest region. So that means Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Ontario, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. And what this day is for us to collectively impact our communities. Each year, there's typically a theme. Last year, we were honored to kind of designate or spotlight Park Street Market for all that they're doing for the community. This year, as Ms. McCall stated, it is to talk about or think about economic development and to support our Black businesses within the community. This day is the birth of our regional director, Dr. Sorority Spencer, and her vision for what the Midwest region could do for this particular day. And so basically we want to get the word out, encourage everyone to go out and shop and support these businesses. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to one of our own members, Miss Elisa Parker LeGrone, who's going to talk to us a little bit about some really good statistics about Black businesses. So I will turn it over to you, Judge Parker LeGrone.
Thank you, Madam President, SOR President. Good morning, everybody. My name is Elisa Parker LeGrone. I am a member of the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter. So I just want to share some statistics about business in general, and Black business, I should say, in general, and then I will be sharing a little bit more information about how you can tap into some of the businesses that are going to be presented today, as well as other Black businesses in the area. So you can go to the next slide. So some people know, some people don't, but I'm a part of an organization that I'm a part of with my biological sisters called Sisters in Business. And about 5 years ago, my youngest sister, Nicole Parker, well, about 6 years ago, I should say, my sister, Nicole Parker, did some research in the area of what does it mean to be a Black entrepreneur, or how do we innovate? And so from her research, one of the things that she began to focus on is looking at Black women in business. And so even though today's presentation is really about multiple businesses, not just Black women, but I really wanted to lift these statistics around Black women-owned businesses because we are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. We have been since 1998. One statistic that is not on here said that Black women-owned businesses have been growing at a rate of 322% since 1998. So some of the statistics that she found when it came to Black women in business is that 2.4 million back in 2018 were owned by Black women. Black women start businesses at a rate of almost 259 businesses a day. That statistic has not stopped growing. 77% are first-time business owners, and that's important when we think about like the economic gap between what Black women make compared to really every other demographic. It's one of the lowest wages or lowest dollar amount, yet and still we have the biggest earning potential because we're starting the most businesses. And then another statistic said that 398,400 workers were employed by Black women-owned businesses. So when you think about that number on a national scale, look at how Black women are producing businesses, but also hiring people in our own communities. When we kind of think about that and disaggregate that data and look at what that means in Kalamazoo, that means that when we invest in Black women-owned businesses, we are investing in our communities, we are finding ways to create jobs, we are upholding our communities in a lot of ways through the work that we're doing through business. One thing I also like to sometimes point out is how pivotal Black-owned businesses were during the Civil Rights Movement. So when we look at the Civil Rights Movement, a lot of people like to focus on, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King and the wonderful people who really pushed the movement on the front lines. But it was a lot of the barbershops and the hair salons that actually helped to fund a lot of the the civil rights movement of the day. So those are just other really key statistics that tells you that our businesses are so pivotal, not just to making money, but really sustaining our community, sustaining social movements in our community. On the other side, though, I'd like to lift up that even though Black women in particular and Black business is growing at an exponential rate, when it comes to funding our businesses, we are the least funded. And so one statistic showed that 0.2% of women of color entrepreneurs receive venture capital funding. So that means you have all these venture capitalists out there. You think of things like the Shark Tanks and pitch competitions of the world. You are not seeing us represented, even though we are the ones on the fastest growing when it comes to growing our businesses. Some other statistics show that $30,000 is granted on average to Black women startups in comparison to $1 million for the average failed startup led by a white man. And I just want that to sink in. Like when you think about business, your national statistics and your national enterprises around business ownership always encourages failing. But when it comes to Black women in business, we are not given the same graces when it comes to failing in business, experimenting. That's a very important part of your business, as many of our business owners on the line can attest to. However, we don't get the same graces or funding opportunities to test and fail the same way that white men do. The average sales for businesses owned by Black women was about 24,700 compared to 143,731 for all women and $170,587 for white women. So that again speaks to the wage gap. So when people talk about people just need to get out there and work. People just want to work hard. Even when they're talking about our communities in the economic development space, these are great statistics to look at because we are out here working. So our work ethic should not be ever questioned. And I always like to say, I never question the work ethic of a person whose ancestors work for free. So just really looking at that though, this is not about our willingness and our drive and our innovation. This is about where we decide to invest our dollars on a global or on a national level and even on a state and local level. And then 50% of us use personal or family savings to start up our businesses. So a lot of Black people, when we go into business, we're not taking out business loans. We don't have family members that are giving us $1 million loan so that we can get out there and start. We're a lot of times just starting from nothing, or we're just building up with the meager savings or things that we have. So that's really important to know, because as we develop, how do we support our businesses? There's a trend right now that says you should go out and get a business loan. And business loans are there for a reason, but when you're trying to approach this from a culturally competent standpoint, that's not something that's going to be attractive to our community. So if you go to the next slide, I'll talk about some of the local supports when it comes to Black businesses in Kalamazoo. So as we go to this slide, I just would like to lift up that we have approximately 149 Black businesses in Kalamazoo, or excuse me, 134 Black businesses across Kalamazoo, and it's in different industries, including retail, law, health, mental health, food, and much more. And I really think that this is an important thing to note, because a lot of times we don't see our businesses, the same brick and mortar businesses that are across like in the mall or on West Main and things of that nature. But our businesses are here. I've often sat at tables and heard people at either the city or the county say, well, where are these Black businesses? And we are here, we're in our communities, and a lot of us are thriving. And so there's a myth that even though, yes, we're not being funded at the same rate as some of these other businesses, I know several business owners that have been working for themselves for several years, pretty much all of my life. And so Black business in Kalamazoo exists, and Black business in Kalamazoo thrives. But to see us thrive even more, I want to lift up a couple of initiatives that are happening here. So Black Wall Street Kalamazoo was founded by Nicole Triplett. Some of you may be a part of that. If you're not, there is a Facebook page, Black Wall Street Kalamazoo. You should like that page today if you have not already. That is where you can post and find out more information about what's going on with some of the Black businesses in the community. So oftentimes, if you're looking for a certain type of Black business, you can go in there, you can post, you can ask questions. Folks sometimes review great businesses that are coming to play. And oftentimes we try to highlight new businesses that are coming into existence so people know how to support. Another way that you can find Black Wall Street Kalamazoo is going to their website. So Black Wall Street Kalamazoo actually has a Black business directory that you can find right there online. So if you go into their directory and you type in a business or you search by industry, you can find the contact information for several of these Black businesses. If you are not a part of that directory, I would really encourage you to reach out so that your information can be posted and we can see these numbers grow, because these are 134 businesses that are listed in this directory. I know that means that more exist. And so if you're not a part of it, simply go to that website or reach out to the email blackwallstreetkzoo@gmail.com. The other initiative that supports specifically women of color in business is Sisters in Business Michigan. And that's the organization that I'm a part of with my biological sisters, Nicole Parker, Tiffany Parker, and Talisha Parker. We started this in December of 2017, seeing the need and the trends when it comes to women in business. And so the way that we support women of color in business is through engagement events, training, and pitch competitions. And our engagement events have been things like our brunches. We'll be having our next brunch in the spring of next year. But what we really focus on is low access barriers to funding. And so what we recognize is that we were not getting the dollars as I talked about on the last slide. And so with Sisters in Business, we have been able to do several pitch competitions over the last few years. We've given away about $30,000 in pitch dollars. And we've done these pitch competitions in Battle Creek and in Kalamazoo. And so we'll be having another one coming up in December. If you do not like our page on Facebook, please like us on Facebook and Instagram, more information to come. Our website is also there. But the last thing I would really like to talk about is an initiative where the two of our organizations, Black Wall Street, Kalamazoo, and Sisters in Business, came together. So one of the things at the top of the pandemic that was happening was lots of these businesses were getting the PPP loans. There were local supports going out. There was funding going out through organizations like United Way, Southwest Michigan First. And when the data came out over the first kind of round of funding that went out, very little funding went to Black businesses. About 2% of funding was going to Black business, even less to Black women-owned businesses. And so we began to advocate to say that this cannot be, we need our support. And our businesses were already in a bad position in terms of what we were getting access to when it comes to funding dollars. But we also recognize that within our communities, we had some barriers when it came to how are we prepared to take advantage of our funding. So there's ways in which the system definitely needs to change. There's ways in which systemic racism has created unnecessary barriers for us to access this funding. I know of white businesses that have business plans on napkins and they're able to get millions of dollars. And so anybody that will tell you that we have to come a certain way in order to get money is just not really true. However, on the flip side, there are also good practices that you can put in place to make your business thrive more and to be in a position of being able to keep up with knowing how much money you're making, being able to run your books, having financial records and things of that nature. So recognizing what the needs within our own community, we came together to create the Black Entrepreneur Training Academy. We had our first cohort over the past year where we took 10 businesses through several modules of learning from marketing, business planning, finance, and mindset. And we really took a really holistic approach to how we support these businesses. And at the end of this program, the 10 businesses, they pitched at the Black Wall Street Expo that happened in August. Each of the businesses received $5,000 for their participation in the program, and they're going to get ongoing support for the rest of the year. And then the one business, Phenomenal She, which is a vaginal steam business, that was our winner for this year's pitch competition. She has her location is downtown. I really, really encourage you to check her out. It's a really great business model. But she was our winner this year. And so she'll walk away from the beta program with a $10,000 cash award just to invest in her business. So those are the supports that exist here in Kalamazoo. Black businesses in Kalamazoo are doing a thing, and I'm excited to hear more about who's doing what and who we're highlighting today. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa, for all that much needed, important information. Thank you for sharing that with us. So we're gonna transition into our Kalamazoo Businesses Spotlight. And our first business we would like to introduce to you is Scott's Enterprises. Owner, Dr. Michael T. Scott. And Dr. Scott, you are on.
Thank you so much, and good morning to everybody. Thank you to President Tracy R. Morton and the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you for your commitment to excellence within our local community, particularly extending this opportunity to local minority small business owners to showcase our products and services. What a wonderful way to uplift this community by implementing innovative ways to make an impact through service. As it has already been stated, my name is Michael T. Scott Sr. Most people know me in this community as a local senior pastor and a community leader, and I'm delighted to serve in that capacity. However, my wife and I also minister within the marketplace through a myriad of small businesses under the overall umbrella of Scott Enterprises, LLC. We've been in business probably for nearly 20 years over the course of our marriage and of time, originally partnering together and starting Mike's Religious Gift Shop in Pocomoke City, Maryland, our first brick and mortar downtown business, which is no longer in existence. We moved from the East Coast and we're here. Rhema Word Book Publishing, the business in which we assist several authors with self-publishing from start to finish, ghostwriting and editorial services. And for those that are working on thesis and dissertations, we assist with that as well. Smith and Scott Funeral Home, located in Accomack, Virginia, which is still in existence today, serving families primarily in the Accomack and Northampton County, Virginia communities. And then because I am a licensed funeral director, not only in the state of Virginia, but also in the state of Indiana and Michigan, we have also formed Michael T. Scott Funeral Director LLC, which is a trade embalming service offering administrative services, notary public, funeral coverage, cemetery coverage to licensed funeral homes. And so we're excited about that. And we also provide continuing education to funeral directors that need to renew their licenses in various states. In the year 2020, I decided to develop my personal brand and to bring it more to the forefront with something that everybody enjoys. Everybody likes fragrance. Most men want to look their best, and they want to smell good for the most part. And most women prefer to be around men that look good and that smell good as well. And so my family, we started this primarily to help or to educate my three kids we were all at home together during the pandemic. We were trying to educate them about entrepreneurship and taking control of your own future through business. And so we put together a little project, and I wanted them to assist me in identifying a fragrance that we could market. And so we developed a male fragrance called Jabez by Michael Scott. And for many of you that may be familiar with the Old Testament, there was a young man in the Bible who was born in poverty, and he came from humble beginnings, and he had a life that was destined for pain and sorrow and failure. But he prayed that his life would not cause pain in the lives of others. And he also prayed that his territory would be enlarged and that he would not end up being destined to failure and to just a small tract of land. And the end of the story is, in two short verses, is that he got what he wanted. His request was granted, and he was able to go forward and enlarge his territory. And so we gave birth to this fragrance so that we might be able to encourage people that you can enlarge your territory, and that you can do better, and that you can arise from humble beginnings and be whatever you want to be and fulfill your destiny in life. And so we developed a fragrance that is bold, it's bodacious, but it's not overwhelming. We have two fragrances, well, actually one fragrance, but in two different sizes. Okay. The first size, of course, I recommend is the 50 milliliter, which goes for $65. I hope you can see that pretty clear there. And then we also have the 25 milliliter, which is more of a travel size. I'm sorry, the 10 milliliter. And this size is $25. So we have the large and the small, and they come neatly packaged, and the colors are black and gold. And I'm not going to go into why that is, but I think that you would really enjoy this, ladies, on the men in your lives. And this is an introductory price because we're just gauging the opinions of people as we prepare to market this on a larger level. And so I would love for people to support this endeavor. There's several ways that you can receive the fragrance. Obviously, you can visit our website, which is www.michaeltscott.org, and I'll put that in the chat momentarily. And you can place your order there, and we have a secure PayPal, which you can pay through PayPal, which is what we recommend. Or you can also call and order on our toll-free telephone number 1-833-MT-SCOTT, 1-833-MT-SCOTT. And you could place your order there. It'll take you to a answering service, a live answering service, and there, from there, you'll be able to obtain the product. I really thank you all for this opportunity to share. Once again, a lot of people, they see you as a pastor and they see you as a community leader. They have, sometimes no idea that there are other areas in your life that you have ventured in down through the years. And that's what we wanted to do, primarily to form legacy for our kids and to have a sustainable future, and not just to depend upon church and the religious community, but something for everybody. And I know everybody loves fragrance. So this is our personal brand. We're starting with this fragrance. We have other things coming down the pipe, such as candles and other things that we think would be great. And then ladies have been asking, well, when are you going to do something for women as well? So all of that is on the way, but we'd love for you to support this. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
Dr. Scott, thank you for your presentation. We have a video.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Scott, for your presentation. For those watching, if you have questions, please feel free to place them in the chat. And then we can, hopefully our business owners will get those questions and answer them. So as the presentation is going, if you could put your questions in the chat, and once the presentation is completed, then those questions can be answered while you're still in the room with us, business owners. So Dr. Scott, thank you very much. And so now we're going to present Miss Tiana Parker, who is a member of the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter, with her business, Good Teas.
Thank you, Soror McCall. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I'm sorry, I'm in my car, so I'm not sure if someone else scrolled or put it like a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, so yes, as she said, my name is Tiana Parker, and I am the owner of Good Teas, LLC. Next slide, please. Okay. So just a few facts. I'm 26 years old. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Work at the WIC office, at the Kalamazoo County WIC office. And I just put like a fun fact that I love art, music, and expanding my mind and being creative, which is how I also leads the passion of my passion for this business. Next slide, please. So how I got started actually is I'm back in 2018, my daughter's 2nd birthday. We did a Moana theme party, and I said to myself, like, I could probably make her cake. So I did, and that went well. I used, a box mix, and I just used some homemade frosting to do the decoration. And that was so fun. And I got such positive feedback that I said, okay, let me experiment with some cake from scratch. So from there, I began experimenting with cupcakes and taking them into my, at the time, job. To my coworkers, and I was like, hey, can y'all try this? And like, again, positive feedback, just great things. They're like, oh, you should start a business with this. And so for about the next 6 months, I was able to keep experimenting, bringing that in. And then I got the opportunity in January of 2019 to actually cater a friend's birthday. So I made food, but then I also made a cake. And that was my first ever decorative cake. I don't come from a background where anyone taught me, where anyone in my family is a baker as well. So I taught myself from Google, Pinterest, and YouTube and experiment. And so, yeah, that opportunity came along, and it was a party for about 100 people or so. So when it came to the cake part, the food went great and the cake came out good, but for me, it was just not what I knew my potential was. I'm also very artistic, and I also learned things about myself, being a little bit of a perfectionist with my craft. And that cake, since it didn't reflect what I knew I could do, it made me disappointed, but also drove me to keep going, right? So then, like, a couple of weeks after that, I was asked to do another cake. That went well. And, you know, from there, I just kept decorating. And in June of 2019, I decided to make it an official business. And I've been operating ever since. Word of mouth, I've expanded from doing decorative cakes to decorative cookies, decorative strawberries, pound cake as well, cheesecake, and everything from scratch. Everything is recipes that I've either started with, maybe something that I was able to see and learn from, again, Google, YouTube, Pinterest, and then make it into my own, or just make it into my own once I learned the craft, once I learned how to make it, once I got feedback on, okay, maybe you could do this differently with this cake and this frosting and this filling. Like, so it's been a very fun journey, kind of experimenting. I'm still doing that. And I really genuinely enjoy that about my business. And so I put here that designing cakes is my form of art expression. Like I said, I'm very artistic in the way that I go about a lot of things. And I treat decorating cakes as a canvas, right? So like when I start decorating, it's a fun zone for me, and I get to see the progression. And so in the next slide, I do have some examples, next few slides of cakes. So next slide, please. Some things that I've done. So yep, here's a few cakes. Most of the things that I've done, usually it's always someone will tell me what they want and then I try it and it comes out. So like I made, in this picture, you can see Mario. I made him out of fondant and Rice Krispie treats. I made all the designs for Mario, the Boss Baby stuff. And the next cake and the flowers, that's all buttercream in the first picture. Next slide. So it's just gonna be a bunch of pictures of different things. Same here, decorative cupcakes, letter cakes, that's the letter N, put fun spins on them. I also was able to do macaron cookies, which is featured on the N cake here. Thank you, I read in the chat, beautiful. Next slide, please. So that cat cake is actually a red velvet cheesecake cake that I decorated into a cat. The client really loves cats, so that was pretty fun. And then another Moana themed cake, not the one for my daughter's birthday, mind you, but another cake. Next slide. And I also, for Mother's Day, I do a Mother's Day gift box. I'm actually going to do a different promotion this year, so stay tuned for that. I also do things for Valentine's Day, but the example on the left is just one of the boxes I made this past year. So it usually includes like a cake, some strawberries, wine, some roses. And actually this time I did a specific card for this client. And that was my first 80s themed cake, or 90s themed, excuse me, cake. To the right, next slide, please. And again, with the decorative cupcakes, on top of those cupcakes to the right, it's just fondant toppers that I created by hand. And then another example of a drip cake with some frosting, which again, everything from scratch, frosting included. Next slide, please. And that Chucky cake was one of my proudest moments, because it was in the first year that I got started with decorating. Never done anything like it before, and I was able to do that, and I was very proud. So I want to share that, also with Halloween being, close. I don't know if anyone here celebrates that or cares to, but Chucky, and then some decorative cookies. But those are just a few examples. And so next slide, please. If you would like to see more of my work, you can find me on Instagram at goodteas_ or on Facebook at goodteas LLC. I am working on an official website. Thank you, Sans. She said it looks good and yummy. I'm working on an official website just so it'll be easier for buying from me. Right now, I can be contacted either on these sites or at my personal number and information I'll put in the chat. And yeah, that is my business. Thank you all very much for allowing me to have the time to share this with you. And thank you, Soros and everyone. That is it. Does anyone have any questions? And if not, the next slide. Thank you so much with my strawberries that I made. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Soror.
Oh, thank you, Tiana. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was there when you started, and to see how much you've grown since then is great. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're going to be the female cake boss real
Thank you so much. That's helping.
Okay, next we will have a local business owner, Miss Pam Coffee, and she is the owner of Lux Gift Shop and Boutique.
Good morning, everybody. First, I want to thank you guys for inviting me to this platform. I've enjoyed it a lot so far. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've never worked for anyone. I was a hairstylist for 35 years. In fact, my Aunt Louise Gothard, owned the oldest African-American business here in Kalamazoo, which was a hair salon. And that's how I came to Kalamazoo. And the men in my family were carpenters, so they were all self-employed as well. And so my first business was I owned the salon downtown Kalamazoo. And then my next business actually is a transitional housing for women that I own right now. It's called Healthy House. And then my daughter and I opened up a boutique 3 years ago. It was called Lux Boudoir, and it was luxury lingerie. After 2.5 years, it didn't do that well. And then so I switched over just this year and opened up the gift shop. And the reason I opened up the gift shop was my Healthy House for Women will be launching a candle company. And I needed a place to display and where the candles could be on hand at all times to retail. But in the process of that, I started to look at other women-owned women who produce products. And I found some phenomenal women who produce products. I found a body line. I wanted a luxury bath line. And this woman, her name is Margaret Elena. She's an African-American woman. She owns 4 different body lines. And I mean, they are exquisite. And then I found jewelry that's made by women in Detroit that are made by from old cars. They took the materials from cars. It's called Mend. And then my candle company is going to be Daughters of Hope. And then I met a woman, Thistle Farm. She's not an African-American woman, but she, when I went to her, she's in Nashville, Tennessee. She opened up a women's house. And the majority of the women she served were African-American women. And they created a body line and a candle company. And I ran into a young African-American man here in Kalamazoo. His mom told me in his teenage years, he had bad acne. So he started messing around with compounds and materials and stuff and created a line and cured his skin. So in the process of having this boutique, you know, my girlfriend, Michelle Harris, introduced me to boutique shopping. Our first trip was Toronto, Canada. I just absolutely loved it. And that was 25 years ago. So I've been boutique shopping ever since. Now I shop from Goodwill to St. John, just to show you that I'm not, it could be reused, old, and I like the high end as well. So I would need to have a boutique. And it's where I call it's my happy place, actually. I work really hard with women, serving women. Even when I had my salon, it was like Pam's chair. I had my little motto. You talk about you, I talk about me. We don't talk about other people. And I love, love, love working with women. And Mr. Scott, I would love to have your product in my line, in my store. It would be a pleasure to have. It's been hard for me to find different things just for men. And it's a very small boutique, but it's quite attractive. So that's all really I have, you guys. I talked about everything on my little note card, and I'm on my way to I'm going to a couple of new boutiques up in Grand Rapids. I'm always checking out, seeing what other people have. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to using all of the women and men in this this platform today, coming and checking out your business and using your business and bringing it, hopefully having it to be a part of my business. So with that, that's all I have. I do have a website. It's I put it in the chat. I have an Instagram. See, I have to get all the young people to do that stuff for me. I'm challenged in that department, but I'm working on it. So with that, that's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Coffey. I will be visiting your boutique very soon. And I thank you for your time. We thank you for your time and sharing information about your business. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next, we will have Ms. Patricia Davis of Davis Delectables and Design. And remember, put your questions in the chat and for our business owners. So while they're with us, they can answer them for you. So I turn it over to you, Miss Davis.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Deltas, for this opportunity. This is really awesome. I didn't know about some of these businesses, but I'm definitely going to be patronizing some of them. So thank you for the opportunity. Again, my name is Pat Davis, and I am the owner and caterer of Davis Delectables here in Kalamazoo. I do large and small catering. I've been at this for about 20 years. I made my business official probably maybe about 10 years ago. I started out catering with my sister at my home church in the kitchen at Galilee Baptist Church. So from there, we just were working in the kitchen, and a friend of mine asked me to do her wedding, and I had never done anything on that scale before. So after I did that, it just started snowballing after that. People started calling me. So I said, I probably need to make this a little bit more official than just on the fly. So it's been going well. The pandemic kind of shut things down for a while, but it is back up and running. So I do small and large catering. I've done weddings and parties and businesses here in town. Some of my clients that I use regularly are KVCC, Isaac, the Douglas, Kalamazoo Nature Center, the Civic, Defender's Office, Kalamazoo Public Library, Mothers of Hope, City and County of Kalamazoo. Those are just a few of the ones that I've done before. I also do vegan, gluten-free, and vegetarian options also in my menu. I'll put my information in the chat, but I do have a little brief video that shows some of the work that I've done.
I'm really hungry.
Thank you, ladies.
Pat, thank you so much. There were some questions popping up in the chat. So before you leave, if you have to carry on with your day, Denisha, can you pull some of those questions while Pat is here, if she can answer those questions for them?
I will. I'll get those pulled.
Okay. So Pat, hang on.
Okay.
One quick one that asks is, do you do special recipes, special diet recipes?
Yes, I do gluten-free and vegan and vegetarian options. I've been requesting those a lot, so I do provide different food items to cover those areas.
Okay, thank you. Do you have servers too, or just provide the food?
I have service as well.
And what is the smallest party you've ever catered for?
Smallest is probably about 10. And the biggest is probably about 700.
That is all the questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you. Her food is delicious and she will not disappoint. We appreciate her time today. Next, we have Dr. Yvonne Jackson, who is also a member of Kalamazoo Alumnae Chapter. And I am going to have her introduce her business to you.
Good morning. Yes, I am Yvonne Jackson, and my business is Yvonne de Jo Magique. And what it is magic fingers in French. And I am a myomassagist, which is supposed to be a little bit more technical, scientific than just being a massage therapist. I got the massage bug when I was in PT school. My chair was a massage therapist. And so I found out about Irene's Myomassology Institute, which is located in Southfield, Michigan. And I studied under Irene Gauthier. And at the time, she was 75 years old. But she was phenomenal and had a very good sense. And I really loved training under her. And so I will say that when I was in massage school, I also became pregnant. And so I was able to get a massage weekly during my pregnancy, and that was probably the best pregnancy I had out of the four. So massage is very healing for you. And so next slide.
So I can hear background noise.
Sorry, next slide. I'm sorry, I'm at a conference, so it's gonna be kind of noisy. Can you go to the next slide? I'm sorry, go back one. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, that's fine, keep going. So basically myomassology, again, is the practice of massage, muscle massage. And long ago, people were known as masseurs. And this day that would give one a negative connotation. And so we are either myomassologists or massage therapists. And what massage therapy basically incorporates several different modalities, including aromatherapy, craniosacral therapy, air candling, energy balancing, Rolfing, myofascial release, reflexology, deep tissue, and Swedish massage. And so what it entails is as one is providing massage, they would use energy balancing to help correct certain areas. So if there is a tight muscle or something we call the trigger point, then we might use some energy balancing. I might use stone massage. I may use some other avenues to help me release that muscle. And it helps to save the hands of the massage therapist. You can go to the next slide. And so the way that it is set up, either you would do a full body or a half body. A full body would last either an hour or hour and a half. Half body is like 30 minutes. And so how do you do a half body massage? And that usually occurs for someone who hasn't done massage before and they just want to try it. So you would just do probably the back from head to toe. Takes about 30 minutes. I'm also able to include facials within your massage if that's something you like. Reflexology is kind of intuitive. Again, if there are some trigger points that are tough for me, I might use some other avenues to get those triggers to relax for me. Aromatherapy helps, again, with relaxation, with helping you to different senses. If you have sinus issues, we might use peppermint or echinacea or, some of the different aromas to help relax you and help with the massage. And then another thing is stone massage. Again, a lot of these modalities are used to help save my hands. So it's not so tough on me. And so stone massage is another thing I may include into the massage. And so right now I am portable. So I have a chair massage. You can go to the next slide. I have a massage chair and I have a massage table. I have a portable table and I have a stationary table. So typically I come to you in your home. And the reason why I like doing home massage is because when you're done with the massage, I don't want you to get in the car and get stressed back out again. I want you to close the door when I leave, get in the tub or shower, drink you a bottle of water and just relax. So that's why I like doing home massage, but I could do it in office as well. Chair massage is a good thing that's offered at events. So if you're having an outdoor event or like after Cancer Walk, and we'll put the massage table chair at the end of the walk, and people who just walk get on the table, and you kind of massage some of their muscles so that they don't tense up after is a thing that we can do. And then again, it's by appointment. So I will let you know that I have been a myomassologist for 25 years. And the reason I had to keep up with that is because of the birth of my son. He was born in March. I graduated in May. So it's an easy way for me to keep up with it. But I love doing massage. I see someone ask, do I do couple massage? I would have to be hooked up with someone because typically the massage, when you do a couple massage, both of you are supposed to be getting massage at the same time. So if I get a partner, then we can do it at the same time. Then yes, we can. I have done a couple in the home, for instance. I might massage the male, he finished, then his wife comes and I massage her, but that's not truly couple massage, but I can do both in the home. I don't know if I caught any other questions. And I think that's it. I think I saw the questions. Thank you for having me.
Dr. Jackson, can you put your contact information in the chat? I'm going to be first on your list. Just want to say.
Thank you, Dr. Yvonne, for that information. I'm like Tracy. You may be hearing from me soon too. So we appreciate you and your time today. We really do. Moving on, we have Miss Latanya Raines, who is also a member of the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter, and her business is Sharp Enterprises LLC. And Latanya, you are on.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to share my business in this virtual platform. Next slide. Sharp Enterprises was formalized on September 15, 2017. At that time, I had 40 tax clients on top of working for Jackson Hewitt at my full-time job. I have been doing taxes for since I was 18 years, so I have about over 30 years of tax experience. I am the type of person that enjoys learning and always looking for opportunities to grow and evolve. I have an MBA and a Master's of Science in Accounting from the University of Michigan. I'm licensed to sell life insurance in the state of Michigan. I'm currently working on my securities license so that I can offer, sell, and market investments. I became an enrolled agent in March of 2018, which means that I can represent tax clients or practice before the IRS. I'm also a CPA candidate, and I'm a QuickBooks Pro advisor and belong to several tax and tax resolution and accounting organizations. Next slide. My why, being an assistant manager and a tax preparer for Jackson Hewitt for 11 years. You visit or you meet a wide variety of clients. A lot of them in my interaction with them didn't totally understand the tax process, but paid a premium. And the majority of the minorities weren't planning for their future. As a result of this, I decided to venture out and I started Sharp Enterprises to provide a low pressure approach to personal and professional financial services at a reasonable price. And I also wanted to educate my clients, on the importance of proper financial planning and preparing for retirement. I wanted them to understand what that W-4 form actually meant and the impact on their taxes. Some people might only have one person in the household, but they were claiming 8 people, and that doesn't do them any good in the end. I also wanted them to understand proper record keeping if you're running a small business, because that makes a world of difference. I wanted to try to break the cycle of living from check to check and instill the importance of generational wealth and residual income. Next slide, please. What do? We resolve our IRS tax problems. This could be anywhere from filing unfiled tax returns. Some people in instances or cases have 6 years of unfiled returns. Some people owe a lot of tax debt. Other situations, you have unopened IRS letters, and we'll go through those with you. We will help you find a solution to help resolve your issue. We offer audit assistance and monitoring services. And of course, we do taxes, both personal, business, estate, trust, payroll, and sales tax. Next slide. I also offer some bookkeeping and accounting services. I assist with business startup. All services are personalized to meet the client's needs, and I'm available remotely and in person. Next slide. Some of the tools I utilize in my business are TaxStone, which is a secure portal where you can upload your documents confidentially. And it also comes with a mobile app. I utilize QuickBooks or Xero for bookkeeping. And I use a program called Texcellent for communication tools. And I use that to celebrate my clients' birthdays and send reminders. I take all forms of payments. And I also have a bank product that I offer. Next slide. Thank you, Sorors and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, for letting me share my business. Thank you, audience, for listening. I will open up the floor to questions. Next slide. That concludes. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't have a question, but I would like to just interject one in that Latanya Raines is the treasurer of our chapter. So as you can see, we are well equipped and we're taken care of with all her expertise. So I just needed to add that.
Thank you. Thank you, Sorority.
I can attest to Latanya's skills and abilities. She's excellent at what she does, and is so willing to help and to help you understand what she's doing, the tax laws and changes. And so I can attest to her expertise. I can. I'm a testimonial for her. Any other questions? Well, thank you, Latanya, for your time. Next, we will have Miss Aaliyah Walford, who is the co-owner of the Key Lounge Hair Salon.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to thank Tracy and also Beverly for the continued support. Love you dearly. Just a little bit about myself. I have been in the cosmetology business for, or field, I should say, for 17 years. I've been an educator for 5. So my goal as a business owner was to be able to hire cosmetology students as they graduate so they can have that continued support and education. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. So excited to team up with Kiera, which is my co-owner. She's on the line, but she's doing hair. So it's Saturday. She's busy, but she would like to say hi if she can, but she can't hear everyone. I also met Kiera at the cosmetology school. She was one of my students. I've seen greatness in her. Love the fact that we are teammates. It's actually very good to kind of bridge that gap between the younger generation and the older generation. I know a lot of people say, well, you're not that old either, but I'm gonna say mid-old. But I still have that old school tendency, but she's bringing that new flavor and feel to the cosmetology industry. So I love working with her. So the Key Lounge hair studio, we officially opened, actually, we started building our team September 13th of this year. Our grand opening was October 3rd. Me and Kiera received the keys to our business on in May of 2021. It was a long journey, but we made it, and we're excited to be the first and only Black and women-owned business in the Maple Hill Plaza. So we are 2 doors down from, or 3 doors down from Target on West Main in Kalamazoo. So very exciting about that. We do have 3 stylists that offer hair care for all hair textures. We also are looking to add eyelash extension operator, and then also offer makeup. You can look us up on Google, have access to our website. I would also put our link for Linktree, where you can access each one of our stylists. You can see the services that they offer, pictures. It'll put you right into their booking site where you can book an appointment with them. And like I said before, you will be able to see the work that they also offer. And for the work that was done inside the salon, I would like to give a shout out to my father, which has been a business owner my whole life, Lavender Builders. He did our flooring in the salon. And then also my brother has teamed up. He started his own business, Lavender Enterprises, and he did our painting and things like that. So it was awesome to have a family, come together to get this business going. So very excited about that. And trying to make sure I'm going all of my notes. And that's all I have today. So we're really excited to service Kalamazoo. Like I said, the goal is to give students that extra support that they need. Sometimes when you leave beauty school, you're kind of lost, but you need that extra support and education to continue on in this field. And I'm very, very excited. Thank you very much again for this opportunity.
Any questions?
You know what? I'm gonna say one thing too, and I'm gonna stop talking. But Aaliyah, I actually met Aaliyah when I first moved to Kalamazoo. And Aaliyah has been talking about this for a long time. And I am so proud of my friend that I've been knowing for so many years to see her dreams come true. She is an incredible lady. So congratulations, Aaliyah.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Aaliyah. I'm happy for you. Was there with you yesterday, and just really proud of what you have accomplished. Just so happy for you in this endeavor, and may God bless you in continuing even to the future. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Any questions for Aaliyah in the chat? If not, thank you again, Aaliyah. And we're going to, were there questions? I'm sorry,
There was one question, do you do short hair?
Okay.
Yes, we do. We do short, long, wavy, curly, straight. Whoever comes to the salon will be serviced.
And let's give a shout out to Kiara. She's on the phone. Congratulations to you, Kiara, too. And so we're very happy for both you and Aaliyah.
Thank you.
And I also do see another question. Do we have a nail tech? We do not have a nail tech, but that's something that we could do in the future. Me and Kiara are actually, now that we have this one location, we're kind of on fire to maybe have another location in the future, maybe offering other services. And we do offer natural hair care.
And since we have Kiara, you're on the line, would you like to offer a few words? I know you're working and you're busy, but we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, thank you. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity as well. When Aaliyah told me, we were so torn because it's Saturday. So I was like, I want to be on the call. So I like told my client, I'm like, I gotta get on this call just to say thank you. So thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to work with Aaliyah. It's an honor to work with Aaliyah. Like she said, we're on the Maple Hill Pavilion. I'm not from Kalamazoo, so this is a dream come true to be so successful out here without knowing a soul. So it's a blessing, and I just want to say thank you to you guys. We are able to hire 2 more licensed cosmetologists. So if you guys know any, please send them our way. We will train them up. Well, Aaliyah, Aaliyah will train them up, and she will teach them the way like she taught me. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Kiera.
Thank you. Moving on to our next business owner, Ms. Kiyoshi Gardner, owner of Focus Fashions. You're on, Kiyoshi.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for the opportunity, the invite and the opportunity to share my business today, Focus Fashions. My name is Kiyoshi Gardner. I am the owner and founder of Focus Fashions. Focus Fashions was founded in 2015. It was a time when in my life where I had done, many endeavors as far as direct sales and things like that, was not able to control prices, wasn't able to control a lot of things. And so it was during a time in my life, I get the question, where did focus come from? So it was during a time where things were just hectic in life. I was finishing school, I was being a mother, I was being a wife, I was a grandmother, and just all these things were going on in my life and was so busy. And I can remember, how for New Year's resolution, we all have that resolution of, I want to lose weight or I want to do this. And in my prayer closet, I said, Lord, I need a word. And so that word that he gave me was focused. And so with me having so much stuff going on, I needed to be focused. And so with that, it's an acronym. So the F standing for faithful. So just being faithful in the endeavors that I was doing and everything that was going on in life. The O being obedient to what it was that I was called to do in that season. And then also commitment, being committed. It's so easy to start something and stop something because of, maybe failure or maybe just being burnt out or whatever the case may be. So just being committed as well. The U being unmovable. So even when times get tough and times get hard, just still being unmovable and just going forward and doing whatever it is that you're called to do in that season. And with busyness of life and just everything else, just trying to juggle everything. The S stand for steadfast, being steadfast and unmovable. And so these were some of this word focus is what kept me grounded. And then D being determined to finish. And I've noticed too, and even in past experiences where I would start something and stop. So just having that word focus and having the acronyms for focus kept me grounded. And then so when Focus Fashion was birthed, the perfect name for the business was Focus Fashion. So it keeps me grounded in everyday life. As women, we juggle so much and we have so much on our plates. So that word focus just gives me a reminder to take a step back, to take a breather, and to stay focused on the task that I have at hand. So Focus Fashion. So what it is, it's a jewelry business. It's a fashion and accessory business. It started out being a jewelry business. It is now it has gone into clothing as well. We offer the lap scarves for ladies as well. I have a few pieces, and I do have a short video that I'll show momentarily, but just some of the pieces that we offer, just beaded necklace sets, just some of the sets. I don't know if you can see, okay, but just beaded necklace sets. We offer beaded necklace sets in various colors, burgundy and that army green for the fall. We offer the beaded sets. And I found too that with jewelry, it can change your entire outfit. So if you don't have that many clothes, if you throw a piece of jewelry on, we have bold accessories, anywhere from evening, if you're looking for something to, for that event, that special event that you're going to, we offer that. We offer brooches. If you just want to dress up a jacket, we offer the brooches where you can actually I don't know if you can see, where you can actually just dress up a jacket with the various brooches that we offer. So we offer the brooches, and then also we offer the bow ties. So we have the bow ties where you can dress up that shirt, that blouse with the bow ties and just give that outfit a pop. Okay. How many of you know that if you just look good, it makes you feel better, even when you don't? So I'm listening to the young ladies with the hair salons. And so with the hair salons, if you can get your hair done, ladies, you know you feel good. Even if you're not feeling the best, you get that hair done, you feel great. Same thing with the jewelry. You can just, once you dress up, you just feel better. It just makes you feel better. And so our goal with Focus Fashion was just to have, where ladies can look their best for less. So we have bold jewelry. If you want to go bold, we have the bold jewelry as well. We offer the bracelets, the bangle bracelets, earrings. Check out our website. Like I said, we do have a website. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook as well. And it's just an opportunities for ladies to look their best for less. It's amazing when I go to, prior to the pandemic, we would travel, my husband and I and a couple of the kids, we would travel just all over to women's conferences and trade shows, and just being able to see ladies' eyes light up when they put the jewelry on. They just feel so much better. Just being able to be an encourager to so many women that I run into with this business has been an awesome, it's been awesome for me just to be able to encourage. I was doing a photo shoot once for the business, and one of the models for our website, she came in, she wasn't feeling the best, she had some stuff going on, but it was amazing when she put on a piece of jewelry, how it just, she just lit up. There's another piece, a choker. And notice I have a lot of red for the Delta ladies on here on today. So I have some red for you on today, but yes, so please support. We've been in business, like I said, over 5 years. The price points are very reasonable. It's funny when we go to the conferences and the trade shows how people, they will stay away from our display because it's so beautiful and they see all the pieces and they think it's very expensive. But really the price point is from $9.99, no more than $39.99 for these pieces. And they come with the necklace and the earrings. We have, like I said, we have clothes as well. We have blouses for ladies. We have skirts for ladies as well. So please check it out. I'll put the website in the link, and I'll also, like I said, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have that website. We take PayPal, we do Cash App. I do one-on-ones with individuals. Just we could do via Zoom. If you need something, we could jump on Zoom. I can show you the various pieces that way as well. I've met people at Maple Hill Mall, Crossroads Mall, whatever we need to do to get you hooked up with Focus Fashions. So if that's all I have, and I just thank you again for the opportunity to share the business. Check out our website, check out our Facebook page, like it, share it. I don't believe you will be disappointed. Do I have any questions at this time?
We have a couple. Do you have the beaded necklace in red?
Yes, ma'am. Have it in all colors. It comes in all colors. And you know what? I was trying to dig the red out. Yes, the beaded necklace does come in red.
And also, could you drop the acronym for Focus in the chat?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all the questions we have.
And
everyone wants the choker. They want the necklaces. It's all gorgeous. So it's just the comments that are in the chat.
Okay.
I see one other one. How long does it take to ship? Yeah, I was kind of hidden there.
How long does it take to ship? It doesn't take long. If it's in stock, it'll get out today. If you order something today, it will pretty much get out today. With this being the weekend, probably by Monday. Turnaround time is very quick. Pretty much everything, everything's stocked for the most part. So if you order something, it's in stock for the most part. And then you can get it shipped out, or we can meet, like I said, Maple Hill, Crossroads, whatever we need to do to get it to you.
Okay, any other questions? Well, thank you, Kiyoshi, for your time. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from us real soon. Thank you. Next, we will have Dr. Tony Woolfolk Barnes, who is also a member of the Kalamazoo Alumnae chapter, and she will introduce to us her business, Reflections Photography.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. I just want to say, of course, thank you to my sorors for this invitation. And I just want to say to everyone who has presented thus far that you really are inspiration and very encouraging. So I'm excited. Some of you I've done business with, and others I look forward to establishing a business relationship. So with that said, Reflections Photography. I've been doing photography ever since I was a little girl. Beverly, can you advance the slide? So this camera that you see in front of you, I really want to just kind of share the story. This is my first camera. So the seed is planted, and the seed planters are my parents. And so they gave me a camera one Christmas. I have no clue why, because I never asked for one. And that was in 6th grade. And as a young person, I never thought of myself as an artist. But the beauty about taking those pictures is that literally, for whatever reason, I was motivated, and I literally have photo albums that go back to 6th grade. So I don't have pictures that sit in a box. But I've always been, as I think about it, the family historian, because I believe a long time ago, you know, before all information could be found on your computer and connected to pictures that you take, I would write the names of folks who were in the pictures, and I would write the years. So fast forward, Beverly, do you mind forwarding? So initially I had put on the slide before that I was unofficially established long time ago. And of course, some of you know my husband, he is a perfectionist. He was like, well, why do you put that? Why do you say you were unofficially established? So long story short, I changed that. And then what I did say is that I was officially established in 2013. So Dr. Ali Barnes, I call him my, he's my money man. So all my equipment, it does not matter, whatever I have around photography, he has supported that. He's always pushed me. And even though I did, you know, I would take pictures when I was in school, or it didn't matter. I just always loved to take pictures. I prefer to be behind the camera. But when my son graduated from high school, or was in the process of getting ready, you know, that senior year, I said, I'm going to do your senior pictures. I'm not going to pay someone to do them. And as boys are typically, he had no problem. He probably could have cared less. And so that's really when Reflections Photography came into place. And then I had the opportunity to do something else, and my husband was pushing me to come up with a name for the business. And the reason I picked Reflections is because the reality is that I'm behind the camera, you're in front of the camera, and when you see that picture, it's a reflection of what's taken, and it's a reflection of those who are in front of the camera. So Beverly, do you mind? So what I want to do is, just for the next minute or two, is just kind of share some of the pictures. And again, like I said, I never thought of myself as an artist, and I really don't, and I don't necessarily think of myself as creative. But the beauty about being behind the camera is that to me, it allows me to connect to people. I mean, I'm one who connects anyway, but one of the things I find is that a lot of us, particularly, I believe Black women, we don't always like to take pictures. And so I don't know, I just connect with folks, and we have some folks who now they don't even fight me when I say, let me take your picture. But so for example, Beverly, can you just click again? So I do senior photos, click again, weddings or momentous occasions. And this was an organizational event. The Lynx did a concert in this, this is a professional musician, Boney James. Can you go to the next slide? And so, you know, there's typically not much that I won't do. I don't consider myself a wedding photographer. If I do a wedding, I prefer small, intimate type weddings. But I do all types of things, retirements,
birthday parties, professional headshots, any kind of gathering, formal events, class reunions, graduations, marriage retreats, and more. So when you look at these pictures, it's just a compilation of things that I've done over the years. And some of you are, Beverly, you can go to the next slide. And some of you are, you have been kind enough to support my business. So again, this is an example of a wedding that I did. And this was probably maybe the second wedding that I did. It was fun. For me, it was a little stressful because I felt like I was putting myself out there. Again, I don't necessarily see myself as a wedding photographer, but I really try to pay attention to detail. And so the other thing is that when I take pictures, you'll see a lot of color, but I always will mute the color. I do black and whites, and I do, just different effects. And so just, again, an example of my work. Beverly? So honestly, I feel like when it comes to photography, I feel like it really is a ministry. And so Mount Zion has a photography ministry, and I joined that ministry some years ago. And so I just feel like through photography, again, it allows me to connect. It allows me to show individuals the beauty that they have. And I have one soror in particular, I won't call her name, she's not here today, but she would never, never, never want me to take a picture. And now when she sees me, she's inviting me to take her picture. I have a couple other sorors who have complimented the work because they feel like it really has brought something out, I believe, that they didn't necessarily see in themselves. If I can share, my Madam President, she uses her picture that I've taken of her lots. You can go to the next slide. I mean, when she turns her camera off, you will see her picture. I consider myself our chapter photographer. So again, here's some of my work that I've taken of my sorors, Beverly. And so the next, I'm just because, I have quite a few sorors here just to show some of the work that I've done. So a lot of times we're celebrating our chapter anniversaries. And so this is, Sean is on the line. So this is, these are the women that she came into the sorority with, and we did a photo shoot that day. So I will do photo shoots. Go ahead, Beverly. And then in August, this is some more of our sorors, not all in the Kalamazoo area, but they were celebrating their 20th anniversary, and we did a photo shoot with them. So, the thing is that I get lost in photography. A lot of times people will, I do things, I have an hourly rate. And so once I give you an hourly rate, we might be committed to an hour or 2 hours, but the reality is I get lost in that work. And so, honestly, sometimes you have to stop me and say that's enough because we can spend more time. I don't charge you more, but I get excited about it. Next slide. And I do professional conferences and meetings. This conference was in 2019, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity. This was their Northern Province meeting, and they actually contracted me to take pictures that weekend. And actually they utilized this photograph in their journal. Next slide. So Beverly, you can just keep, yeah. So I'm passionate. The way I think about being a historian is that it allows me to document a moment in time. The one thing you can count on is that if you hire me or you contract with me to be your photographer, I will be on time. I think when it comes to pictures, they're timeless. I was with my mother and my sister last week. My mother celebrated her 80th birthday last Sunday. And we were looking at pictures from like when they first gave me a camera, just, and just pictures even before then. And so, when you're looking at pictures, these are really timeless moments. I try to be very observant, pay attention to detail. To me, when I have an opportunity to work with people, I'm grateful. So there's gratitude that comes along with me being a photographer, reliable, attention to detail, professional, happy. When I'm behind that camera, I'm happy. But then when I'm working with people, they're happy too. And when they see the final product, I believe most people are happy or they're pleased. And then again, these pictures are everlasting. And I think that, and then, you know, I do believe that, you know, the time that you spend with me and what you would pay is that there is a serious return on investment. And so that's how I think of myself as a photographer. And then Beverly, next one. And so one of the things is that people will often say to me, I don't like to take pictures. I don't take good pictures. Well, really, you don't take the picture. I'm the photographer. I take the picture. Now, I always say to people, my camera only takes pictures of beautiful people. So whoever stands in front of that camera, you have to think of yourself as beautiful, because I do. And I think that's Beverly. And this is my contact information. And I just want to say, I think it might be one more slide. Oh, maybe it's not there. Okay. So anyway, this is my contact information. So if anyone is interested, you know, we can have a conversation. And even if you choose not to go with me, that's fine. But between now and June, if anyone is interested looking for a photographer, then I will offer a 15% discount. And so that's from October to June, because I know different things or events come up between this time period. So everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Tony. Are there any questions in the chat for her?
You know what? No, I don't see any questions thus far. Sir Griffey, do you? But one thing I will say, we are blessed and fortunate to have Sorority, Dr. Wilford Barnes in our chapter, and we're taking a chapter photo actually tomorrow. And so she always, we do have beautiful sorors in the chapter, but she makes us look even more beautiful. So, and her spirit is beautiful, and she's a wonderful, wonderful woman.
One question did just pop up. How far will you travel for work to take the photos?
How far do you want me to travel? So wherever you want me to travel, I will do that. We just probably need to have a conversation so I can be clear about what that expects, what's expected in terms of my time. And actually, one of the pictures that it was kind of the collage of pictures. We went to South Haven to take those pictures because that person wanted a beach, a sunset photo. So, but again, if you need me to get on a plane, we can figure that out. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for your time and sharing your business with us. Excellent job. So, everyone, those are the 9 phenomenal business owners that have come to you today. Hopefully, you will take on their business or what they offer at any time, but also spread the word about them as well, because we want our community to patronize these wonderful businesses. They want to work for us, and they want to offer their services to us as well. So please connect with them, spread information about them. And so I just want to thank you, businesses and the business owners, for sharing today. As I said, thank you to those who have attended this event. And I'm going to turn this over to Madam President for closing remarks. I thank you. This was fun for me, and I learned a lot. And I just appreciate being a part of this Midwest Impact Day of Service.
Thank you,
Madam President.
Thank you, Sir McCall. So everyone, thank you so much. On behalf of the Kalamazoo Alumni Chapter, thank you for attending our Midwest Impact Day of Service. We have some talented and passionate owners in Kalamazoo. So I would encourage you to support their businesses. Let's get out. I've liked all the different websites. I'm gonna try to get on Instagram, whatever you need to do to support and spread the word of these wonderful businesses. And so we thank you. We want you all to, we're gonna let you go so you can go shopping. Basically, that's what we'd like for you to do. So thank you for joining us today and have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And this concludes our Midwest Impact Day of Service event. Thank you. Oh, one thing, it's a link is in the chat. So if you would be so kind to click on there, it's a couple of quick questions so that we can evaluate what you thought about today. And now that concludes our day. Thank you.